Hey guys, SkyPoint here. I've been away from my YouTube channel for far too long, but unfortunately real life got real busy over the course of the summer. In the meantime, there have been so many great warlords and other cards added to the game, and I was really torn for choice about what I wanted to make my next video on. However, I've decided to focus on the Chaos Reaver Titan, Hatred Unbound. Now this is a warlord who I've actually had for quite a while. I unlocked it on the first day it came out, and I was sorely disappointed with it. At first I thought that, you know what, this would be really interesting. It's got some great guns over here, like this laser blaster would be really good for area control, and over the course of the game I'd be able to charge up this melta cannon and really destroy the enemy board. Unfortunately, it did not work out that way. The problem which both the Chaos and the Loyalist Reaver Titans have is that with only two guns, it's far too easy for the enemy to be able to stun lock them, and you'll be lucky if you manage to fire a single gun off in the course of a match. So I very quickly put away my dreams of making a Reaver Titan deck work, and I focused on other more viable warlords and titans. However, a couple of days ago I unlocked the Chain Fist, and with that I was able to switch to a melee Reaver Titan, which has worked really well and is the focus of this video. Now let me talk through a couple of things about why this works better. First of all, the Power Fist is possible to stun lock, but whoever hits it is taking a lot of damage, and most people don't really want to throw themselves into a 3-attack Power Fist, even if that means you might stun it for a turn. Secondly, the Chain Fist similarly doesn't really need to get loaded before it can act. It does fantastic area damage, and again, anyone trying to attack it to stun it will find that they're taking a respectable amount of damage. And lastly, the Warlord actually has a fantastic ability. If I take a look at it right now, spend 2 energy to give +2 until your next turn, and if it's a Titan weapon, give it shield. So that works really well over here, because you can give shield to your Power Fist and give it a 5 attack for a turn, which really helps with either damage control, keeping the enemy under control, or just doing a lot of raw damage. Same for the Chain Fist as well. In terms of the Carapace weapons, I really don't like the Warp Missile, because unless you really cut down to just one enemy, it's not that great and it's very expensive to fire. The Volkite Eradicator is alright, it costs a lot at 3 energy, but the Missile Launcher is actually really great and has good synergy with the other cards in the Chaos Titan deck. So we're going to keep the Missile Launcher here. Alright, with that, let me run through the cards and why they work in this deck. So, what you'll notice is we are a little heavy on tactics, but generally quite balanced between tactics and troops. What you want to be doing is using your Warlord weapons in the early game to keep the board under control, and then start playing more and more troops as the game goes along. Meanwhile, hopefully through various awaken mechanisms, your Warlord weapons are going to be turning into powerhouses. Okay, let's run through what we have. I actually put both of the Maccabeus Questorises in just because they are fantastic value for 1 energy, and they help to give you a little bit of a board presence, which can help out at critical moments. So 2 of those. Creeping Madness. Now this is a legendary card. Awakened is very important. Actually, Awakened with stat boost is very important. As you start boosting up your weapons through Awakened, it becomes less and less attractive for your enemy to hit your weapons, and they try to focus on your Warlord. Meanwhile, your weapons are doing a lot of damage to the enemy. More on that later. We have a pair of Unbridled Hatreds. This is a little bit of a niche card. Even though it costs only 2 energy, you really want to save it until late game, when hopefully both of your Titan weapons are awakened, and ideally you also have 1 awakened vehicle on the board. And then you can play this and it does huge damage. We have Bane Lash. Honestly, although Bane Lash has a very, very good text effect, in theory, the reality is it's hard to guarantee you're able to play Awaken at exactly the right moments and so on. And honestly, I have Bane Lash in here more for its stats, energy cost, and shield ability. Basically, it's a cheap unit with good stats and shield. So you play it on the board, maybe your enemy doesn't hit it in that turn, and then you use Hatred Unbound's ability. Bane Lash will now have 5 attack and shield. So you can get one solid hit in, and then the next turn, during the enemy turn, it retains 5 attack, and it's able to do a fair bit of damage to any troops or warlords who try to hit it. Ooh, look at that, someone's trying to challenge me. Unfortunately, I'm making a video. Alright, we have Experimental Vessel. Heal 3 and remove stun from a friendly unit. This is mostly there for your Titan weapons. There are going to be times when either your Power Fist is stunned and you really need to make a big hit, or your Chain Fist is stunned and you need to do a big hit with it. So Experimental Vessel can be a very unpleasant surprise to your enemies. Next up, Forbidden Protocols. From the Mechanicum. We actually have a fair number of troops, and practically every troop I have, in fact I believe every single troop I have, is a vehicle, so there's plenty of targets for Forbidden Protocols to be able to act on. Portent of Doom. You know, I have rarely used this card. You can probably change this if you want. I just like having it there as a backup in case I lose board control for a moment and I need to try and do something to get it back. Seeker's Grave is a recent addition. I decided I did need a bit more frontline effects in here. And so Seeker's Grave is in there. As you get awakened, you can use Seeker's Grave to help protect yourself. Unholy Vigor. This is there mostly to help with giving awaken to your weapons. The Shield and Survivor 2 is obviously a very nice effect as well. Audax Warhound is handy anti-stealth. It also has good stats for its cost. Direct Measures is also anti-stealth. It's also area effect, and Direct Measures has great synergy with the missile launcher on top of the Titan. Heedless Charge is a very flexible card. You can either use it for direct damage alone or as part of a control strategy. If there's many enemy troops on the board, you can hit one and stun surrounding things. One of the bits of real magic in here is the legendary card Titanica Infernus. So this one is great. It's the one which is really going to start pumping up the stats on your awakened weapons, on your, well, Titan weapons, give them awaken. And honestly, if you manage to get Titanica Infernus in play before Bane Lash hits the board, Bane Lash will get super pumped up by that thing. Gatekeeper is a really excellent frontline troop. I love it. Hand of Ruin is a very good offensive troop. It's troublesome usually for the enemy to take out. Denola is great for hitting those tough enemies who come in play in late game. And honestly, even if you don't need to use its flank ability, dropping it for 8 energy is good because it's powerful and it does not have overload. So Denola can keep attacking turn after turn without getting stunned. And lastly, as an emergency bail me out of jail move, we have both Reaper's Tallies, which destroy random enemy troops. Excellent for those tough, powerful, late game enemy units. Alright, enough of talking through the deck. Let's go ahead and see it in action. We are going to start with one of my favorite matches. It's up against Leman Russ. So what I'm doing is just putting away some of my expensive cards at the start. I want ideally cheap area damage type cards. This is not too terrible. Oh, this is really good. I managed to draw Creeping Madness. Great. I am the Emperor. He plays his mission. He has to attack with a troop 8 times, and he goes ahead and stuns my Chain Fist. Okay, that's fine. So what am I going to do here? I am actually going to take my Creeping Madness and play that straight onto that Chain Fist. Now it's got 3 attack. Let's see how he enjoys hitting it. I did not attack with my fist, so I can use it later on. Okay, I guess he does enjoy hitting my chain fist. So this guy has a drop pod. It's a little bit tricky for me to handle right now. So what I'm just going to do is use Unholy Vigor, give my fists a shield, and just end the turn. Oh, look at that. We have Halfdan Baelai. Okay, so he's getting pumped up quite nicely. This guy goes ahead and hits my fist. And he goes ahead and stuns my fist. Okay, that's fine. Alright, what are we going to do here? I'm going to play that Portent of Doom. So there we go. It sort of stuns that Halfdan Baelai. He cannot attack this turn. Also drop one of my little knights to maybe help with a bit of damage next turn. Dumping out lots of troops. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Halfdan Baelai is looking dangerous. 7 attack, 5 health. Alright, it's magic time. So, I boosted my fist, destroyed Halfdan Baelai, launched the missile launcher, destroyed the other troop, opened up the drop pod, destroyed his guy. Boom. Alright, so far he's only managed to attack once with one of his troops, so his mission is not getting completed easily. Running low on cards, so he plays his card draw ability. Alright, what do we do here? I've got a whole bunch of stun stuff. 6 energy. I boosted my little fist there because Leman Russ loves to hit it. Both my weapons are awakened, so I played that card and I do 6 points of damage to Leman Russ, and then let me just drop another troop down. Unit of Stripe, here come the Koldir Hunters. That's going to help him with his mission. Okay, he destroys one of my troops. Boom. What else does he do? Hits my Power Fist, taking 3 damage. Breaks open my Chain Fist. Knocks out my other troop. And he goes for my Chain Fist again. And he continues hitting my Power Fist. Okay, he's down to 7 health. So he's really trying to destroy my weapons here, you can see, but because of the boosts on them and various stuff, they have a lot more power than he expects. Next, boost my fist, give it a shield, hit Leman Russ, go and bring in Great Thunor. Now I have lucked out a bit, my awakened fist hasn't tried to do too much on its own. And he quit, he just realized he's outgunned. Victory is mine. The next match is against Sigismund, Imperial Fist Warlord. This is good. I have Titanica Infernus early on. I put away my 8-cost Enola and I keep the rest. Let's go.
All will be engulfed in our flame.
So Sigismund is thinking about what he wants to do. Drops a flanking troop, goes straight for my fist to stun that. And he goes for my other weapon to stun it. And do an extra bonus point of damage. Interesting. Okay, 2 energy turn. What am I going to do here? Let's go ahead and put a shield on my fist, sorry, my chain fist, and boost its stats. Okay, here comes the fortifications. Goes ahead, punches my other fist and stuns it. A little bit of a pointless move, but okay, let's go here. 3 energy turn. So I'm going to boost my fist, and wipe out his board. I do need to remove can't attack from my chain fist as soon as I can. He's doing a standard Imperial Fist 4 energy turn, taking a dead turn in order to get Stalwart Defenders. Continuing to work over my chain fist though. Right. Let's do this. We are going to drop Titanica Infernus. So let me start boosting up my weapons. That's it. And there we go, it applied to the chain fist. Shield cover. Protecting himself. Stone Gauntlet, doing damage, and he goes ahead, breaks the shield on my Power Fist, and he continues to try and work on my chain fist there. Down to 11 health. Alright. 5 energy turn. Gonna go ahead and drop Gatekeeper. That should make it harder for him to keep going for me. My Power Fist is getting strengthened further. Drops a high health troop who's about to get Bastion. Alright. Let's do this. Going to remove can't attack from that. Boost up my fist. Go ahead and hit him. Now I could use my missile launcher. I'm going to try and use my counter attack. Hits him instead. Knocks him out. 2 points of energy left. Let's get those pair of Maccabeus Questorises down. So I've got a very strong board presence. I've got a super powered Power Fist over there. I was about to say I have a nice frontline unit, but bye-bye to him. And he's trying to clear out my board presence. There we go. Right. What do we do next? We are going to drop the Hand of Ruin. And just wait. I don't want to attack with my Maccabeus Questoris. It gets killed a little too easy if I do that. Although he just goes ahead and does it anyway for me. Nice. Okay, just over there. Now unfortunately my Power Fist decides to go Super Saiyan now. It does damage over there. And so does my Chain Fist. But at least the enemy board is gone. 2 energy to protect that. Get the Bane Lash in play. Attack him. That's it. Awaken applied to my Chain Fist. Bane Lash got boosted. Alright. Look at Bane Lash with his Mark of Khorne. What's he gonna do now? He's thinking about it. Oh, you know what? I think this is where the replay actually then gave up. The guy quit at this point, and the replay just hasn't captured his quitting. Alright, anyway, so this is the point at which basically I won. He realized that with my current board presence, he basically couldn't handle this. Alright, so I'm going to quit out of here and go to one more match. Alright, we're up against Shadrach Medusan. I'm getting rid of Denola again. I'll use it later on. The rest are pretty decent cards. Let's go ahead. Remember, in the first couple of turns, you want to be using your weapons, then move on to tactics, and lastly your units. Starting from around the 5 energy turn. He's doing the smart thing. He's going straight for my Titan core. Let's go ahead and just protect my Chain Fist and attack with my Power Fist. The idea here is that my Chain Fist should be able to handle anything he drops this turn. As it turns out, he did not drop anything this turn. I don't like the way he keeps going for my core, so I actually use my ability on myself to give me 2 attack. He responds by dropping a little troop type guy. Breaks open my shield. Alright. Gonna go ahead and use my counter attack. I was hoping I would hit the troop. That didn't work. I was using Heedless Charge there, destroy the troop and stun the enemy ward. Okay, over to him. He's using Asteroid Belt to get boosted. Chain Fist does not have cannot attack. It is ready to go. Okay, let's drop Gatekeeper. That should protect me and my fists. Unless, of course, he has Widow of the Weak. Oh. Alright, let's bring in a Hand of Ruin instead. Back to his turn. And this is very dangerous. He brings in a Vorax. He gives it Sneak Attack, which with Bloodthirst will be enough to destroy my little knight or Titan. Actually, I think that was technically a Titan. Alright. Let's bring in an Audax Warhound. Boost my Chain Fist. Attack Vorax and do a bit of damage to the enemy. Okay, here we go. Enemy random vehicle coming, and it is a Achlis Astra. Gives it sneak attack. Hits my Vorax. Okay, that's fine. I'm actually not that panicked because I have the cure. Reaper's Tally. Bye-bye. End the turn. I don't want to use my fist. I want to be able to respond to anything like that. Ornatov's Bomb. Stuns my fist over there. Chain Fist drops another troop. Does more damage to my Chain Fist. Alright. Next up, we are going to go ahead and use direct measures to do area damage, including bonus damage to that bunker. Enemy looks super weak. Fire the missile launcher. Clear out his board. And what I'm now going to do is actually just go ahead and drop a Seeker's Grave down. Either to distract any enemy attacks, or to be able to use next turn. He has the cure to that with the hammer mass damage. Okay. Now, not much to do here, so what I'm going to do in my turn is actually, first of all, protect my Chain Fist. Next, drop a Danola. No targets for flank, but I'll just sit on it. He goes ahead, brings in a powerful guy. She boosts a little bit. Luckily, my Danola decides not to do anything, so I can bring in the other one. Use that to hit the enemy. Use my first, well, get my Chain Fist ready to attack, hit with Danola, and that's it. Again, I'm just sitting on my Power Fist, saving it for anything which I have to destroy. He breaks open my Chain Fist, and he's sort of giving up over here. Fall of Gardinal, that opens up his survivor, and he wins the game.
Or we fall.
Alright, so before we round up, just wanted to share that deck with you one more time. Oops, what happened to my Titan over here? I needed to put the Power Fist and Chain Fist on it. There we go. Alright, there we go. That's better. Okay, so one last time then. This is the deck which I worked with. So I've got Hatred Unbound as the Warlord. A couple of Maccabeus Questers for easy units. Actually, you know what? I've talked through the deck already. I'm just showing it over here. So what you can just see is some of the key cards are Creeping Madness and Titanica Infernus. Like, getting those two in play is going to go a long way towards winning the match, because it's going to make your weapons a lot less attractive for the enemy to attack. However, even without those, you can see that because these melee weapons have their own damage, they're not just free open targets for the enemy to hit. They end up taking damage while doing that. They can lose units, their warlord gets weaker, and that's why these melee weapons work better than guns for the Reaver Titan. Alright, so that's about it for this video. If you have the cards, I'd love to see you try it out for yourselves. Actually, one more thing. What to do if you don't have all the legendaries. First of all, the only legendary which is critical for this is the Chain Fist. Without the Chain Fist, this will not work, I think. Because one gun is not enough to get you by, and one gun is just a target which will get focused down and destroyed. Beyond that, Creeping Madness and Titanica Infernus help with this a lot, but they're not critical. Same with Forbidden Protocols. It's not critical, it helps with that. I would say if you don't have Creeping Madness and don't have Titanica Infernus or Forbidden Protocols, just throw in more troops instead. Ideally troops with around the same energy cost as this to try and support your Titan rather than use these tactics. Apart from that, let's say I've got Hand of Ruin, which is a rare. This is a pretty important one, but again, you can substitute it with your best available troop for the faction. And the rest of the cards in here are mostly just commons and red-greens. Even Banelash is nice to have, but honestly, many other units can substitute for that. Like even from the Knights faction themselves, if we look for substitutes, we're looking for stuff around 3-4 energy costs. Malanax Atropos has a handy rally ability, drop it on the board, do 2 points of damage. We have the Possessed Warhound, which is awakened, but has good stats for that. Wolf Scythe is great. When something gets awakened, it deals random damage. Even better than that, there is... Well, not even better. There's also Zotlatlichi, which does targeted damage, although it has overload, but it is a frontline troop, so you don't have to actually attack with it to get full value. And in its own turn, you can just use its ability to do 3 to 5 points of damage. And so on. So there's many different cards you can substitute in there if you don't have all the legendaries. Alright, with that, I will be at the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it and try it out, and I'd love to hear what you think. Alright, until we meet on the battlefield, bye for now everyone.